I heard you scream. Were you having a bad dream?" Tunde looked at his mum, embarrassed that she'd seen his nightmare panic. "I'm fine. Stupid dream, that's all." On her way out, she pointed to the alien nightlight on his bedside table. "Do you want me to put this on?" Tunde snorted with derision. "I'm not a baby, you know." Ruth laughed, turned off the lights, and left the room, shutting the door gently behind her. Tunde tossed and turned a little bit, thumping pillows and rearranging his blankets. Finally, he gave up, turned on the alien nightlight, and just sat there muttering to himself, "Stupid dark. Why would I be scared of the dark? It's only dark. It's nothing. Darkness is rubbish." And he punched the pillows several times and thumped his head down into them. And as he lay there, he thought to himself that actually he did sound like a big baby, and eventually drifted off into a dreamless sleep. One. The summer holidays in Ruthvale were usually a mixture of rain, sleet, snow and hail, and that was day one. After that, the weather in the South Midlands behaved as though it were playing peekaboo with a tiny baby. Today, however, was a glorious day in Ruthvale, where the rain held off for at least 5 minutes every so often to let the watery sun peek through the inky clouds that hovered above like black-clad bodyguards outside the local disco. Usually, mud-spattered, rain-drenched kids would play in the puddles on the high street, reading the signs in the windows, "Staff unwanted," or "Half-day opening most days," or "Teeth whitening on credit. Happy to work tooth by tooth. See Vera for details." People would normally crowd onto buses and into their cars at this time of year, off on their holidays, whether it was Cyprus or Skegness, Brazil or Bradford. There were only 2 words that mattered right now to every single young person in Ruthvale: no school. But there was much more than that on the mind of 13-year-old Tunde Wilkinson. For today, Tunde felt anything but glorious. See, Tunde had a secret that was more mahoosive than a blue whale balancing on top of a woolly mammoth holding up a titanosaur who was carrying the Friday night big shop with one claw and a large anvil with the other. Tunde had recently discovered that he wasn't just a black kid from the Midlands with a beaky nose. He was the boy with wings. Yes, real wings. Tunde was actually the chosen leader of an entire warlike alien race, the Avians, but had been raised on Earth by his adoptive parents, Ron and Ruth Wilkinson. Despite his birth father being a warrior leader, Tunde had been brought up to be kind, considerate and thoughtful, which meant he didn't fly around at super high speeds, bedoinging off people left and right just to get in the front of the queue at the pictures. The only people that knew Tunde's secret were his mum and dad and his best friends Nev, Kylie, Gia, Dembe and Artie. Nev was a promising footballer, with slightly bow legs, dreadlocks and a comprehensive knowledge of banging tunes and almost incomprehensible street slang. Kylie was smart, kind and very in touch with her and everyone else's emotions. Her mother was a therapist and had written books like "Your Behaviour Stinks" and "Tell Your Inner Child to Shut Up." She loved archery and could shoot the jockey shorts off a fly at 100 paces. Gia was a tip-top mathlete, bound for a high-ranking university somewhere soon in her future, so her parents had told her repeatedly since birth. But recently, ever since she'd flown into space with Tunde to battle the crazy cat people, remember that? She'd been more interested in the possibility of spooky alien alternate dimensions than advanced algebra. There was Dembe too, a talented footballer and future fashionista. A while ago she'd been adopted by Tunde's mum and dad, and while that had caused a bit of a commotion in the Wilkinson household, her life nowadays was much more stable. Though one thing that remained unpredictable and was always changing was the colour of her hair. Tunde couldn't keep up. Yellow and red or orange with stripes, and now, for a moment at least, black with pink polka dots. Another new addition to the Wilkinson family was Artie Fisher, a ridiculous